All right, so here's a look at the Wookask A9 earbud translator. So these are so cool. The main thing here that I like about this is the fact that it's gonna have a full screen. So you can do so many different things with this. I'm gonna go through some of the settings real quick. You can do a traditional voice translation, so that's just using the device. You've got offline translation, so you don't actually need Wi-Fi or a cell phone signal. You've got chat AI, which is basically chat GPT. You've got your translator earbuds, so maybe you don't want to do the translation out loud. You can just do it through the earbuds. You have music. You've got phone. Now, if you're going to be using phone messages, anything like that, you are going to need to add a SIM card, but it's not quite necessary for this. If you're only using it for translation, you won't need that SIM card. Now, it's also going to have photo translation, so if I click on that right there, so you can see this one actually is a camera. So if you see something, maybe you're traveling, you can click take a photo, and it's going to translate whatever's in that photo, that text. You could also do this with video as well, but video, you're going to have to actually take the video on your phone or whatever and then transfer it over via the computer. You've got a recorder. This is just a basic recorder that you can record messages to yourself. You've got a currency calculator, which you can convert different currencies. Maybe you're traveling, and then you've got your settings. So you've got a bunch of different settings in here, and we're not going to go through each one of these, but let's go ahead and get right into actually utilizing this. So we're going to go to the voice translation mode, and let's say I'm in Thailand and I want to speak Thai to someone, or I actually want to talk to them, but I can only speak English. So what I would do is I'm going to press B. So you can see that A is mapped to the language of Thai. B is mapped to the language of English. So if I press B, I would go ahead and say something. Where is the restroom?
ห้องน้ำอยู่ไหน
And you see it's going to go immediately and start speaking in that language. So if you wanted to do this in more of a dialogue style, you could also set it that way as well. That way you don't have to keep pushing the button back and forth. You can just go ahead and hold it. I talk, it'll translate. The other person can talk in their language. It'll translate back to me. And it makes it really easy to talk back and forth while traveling. Now, again, we don't need to necessarily use the out loud one. Maybe you're somewhere where it's kind of quiet and it's a little bit awkward to use. You kind of just need to understand what they're saying. Here are the headphones that come with it. So these will just pop out of here, and you can just put these into your ear and start utilizing it just like you would with the other. So now I've got this connected. If you started speaking to me in a different language, I would be able to hear it by just turning the dialogue mode on, and it's going to auto translate everything into my earbuds. It's also great if you're trying to learn a language. You could actually just go in here and say, okay, let's see, what am I going to say when I travel? I'm going to say, where's the bathroom? I can go on here, where's the bathroom? It's going to repeat back to me in the language, and I can sit there and kind of go back and forth and practice. You can also switch the language to the other language. So let me give you a specific example. Let's say you're going to Japan and you want to practice a little bit of Japanese. You could say, where is the bathroom? Then you go in there, it'll tell you how to say it, and then you can go and switch it back to Japanese and say it in Japanese and see if you got it right, because it's going to switch it back to English for you. So it's nice for learning language, and it's nice for actually using it in real life scenarios. This is going to have some internal memory as well. So like I said, you can store music, you can store photos, you can store videos and everything on here. So it'll actually build up and you can just keep it on this device. You could also delete things on here as well if you need to make some extra room. So this almost has as much functionality as like a cell phone would. You can make calls, you can do text messages, you've got chat GPT, you've got translation, you've got different times, you've got headphones. Like there's so much stuff that you can do. I think the only thing is it doesn't have any type of web browser. So there's not going to be like a Google Chrome or anything like that. But if you're going to be using something like ChatGPT, it's going to tell you answers to the things just like you would look them up online. So for example, I'm going to show you real quick how the chat works. So I can go, what is the population in Tokyo?
As of 2023, Tokyo's population is approximately 14 million in the city and over 37 million in the metropolitan area.
So this is, again, great when traveling because maybe you're trying to figure something out specific, like let's say, how far is this place from me? I can easily just put that in there. Or how many people live in this city, and you're kind of just curious. So again, just a great little travel mate, something that you can bring with you while traveling that's just going to solve so many different problems. And coming with this is going to be over 140 different languages. So you're not going to have to worry, is the language you're trying to find going to be on here? Most likely it is. And I know it's going to be slightly different for the offline translation. I'm not 100% sure which ones are on the offline and which are on the online. But if you're going to be using a SIM card in here, you're going to have access to everything. Or even if you go somewhere that has Wi-Fi, you can just connect to the Wi-Fi nice and easily, and you have access to all the languages and all the features of this device. So if you're looking for a really cool travel device, something that's going to make translation really easy, or you're just trying to learn a language, then I would highly recommend picking this up.